Right, so everyone, I would like to warmly welcome all of you. This is actually a nice moment for the two of us to welcome all of those who are new to our university, be it as a first semester student or because they've changed degree programs or because they're beginning a master's. So welcome to all of you at the University of Bonn.
Auch von meiner
A very warm welcome also on my behalf. Welcome to all our newbies here in the aula, on the live stream and in the other rooms, or maybe down at the info market. A very warm welcome also to our guests, our panelists. You might see some of them on stage, and we also have representatives from the rectorate and our faculties here. I would also like to seize the opportunity and thank the jazz choir for this little song. I'm John Bonkowski. I'm the head of the General Students Committee, ASTA, and together with Dr. Klaus Sandmann, I will be your host today.
Exactly. Because I actually forgot to mention that John Bonkowski is chair of our General Students Committee, the ASTA. You may have seen the ASTA Uni Guide on your seats. You can just take a look and see who your representatives are and what the ASTA is actually doing to support your causes. So this, in a way, this is a full-time job, isn't it?
Well, it's not a full-time job. I'm first and foremost a student, just like all of you guys. I have to admit that I also spend a lot of time on this work at the ASTA in order to fight for your cause. So I did maybe a little bit less of studying now in my position as General Students Committee head. But what do we actually do? ASTA, the General Students Committee, represents students vis-à-vis the rectorate, student services, and also the city of Bonn, so politics. Once a year we are elected by the student parliament, and you can all participate in these elections. And by the way, the student parliament is not only our political representation, it's also about hands-on offers on your living situation, on any issues. We also have a help fund for students who are struggling. And we have lots of offers in general for you guys in store. We also have an agreement with the Stadtwerke, the city utilities, and we also have a bike repair workshop, for example. So if you ever break down on your bike, we can help you out.
So that's a whole lot. So make sure to participate in that, all of you. Because we, as the rectorate, or we're like the headmasters if we were a school. So I'm a deputy to our rector, Michael Hoch, who also welcomes you here today. But I'm here on his behalf because he is out of the country, in fact, out of the continent. And now it's my job, together with Sean, to host this event. And my general job, actually, or our job here today, is to introduce a few of our institutions here at the university, of our facilities. That's why you will find a second leaflet on your chairs that lists all of those institutions. We're not going to go through all of them. We're just basically teasing some of them. I can see our deans sitting in the first rows, for example. I won't name all of them because the university has 7 faculties, but I'll start with one of the faculties that's our largest one. Actually not our largest one, but has a lot of students, which is our Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Sciences. So
just raise your hand if you are studying sciences, mathematics, IT, physics, chemistry, biology, all the natural sciences. Well, I thought so.
That makes more sense. So, welcome to all of you. But of course, in your degree programs, you get in touch with other students, also beyond your degree programs. We'll talk about networks later on as well, and networking. So please don't hold it against me that I won't be introducing all of the faculties. But let me move on and tell you something general about the university. Or actually, Sean, you make the introduction.
Sure, we will have several discussion rounds on several topics, and the first topic is the University of Bonn, excellent, diverse, international study and research. And before we welcome our guests, we will show you a brief video. We have that for every topic, and with that, I'd say let's roll.
Gut. Supi. Herr Sandmann hat
Great. As Mr. Sandman just said, we have the rectorate, but also lots of vice rectors, and one of them is already on stage, and we would like to welcome two more vice rectors and one of their representatives here on stage. That's Professor Dr. Irmgard Förster, our vice rector for Equal Opportunity and Diversity, Professor Birgit Münch, our vice rector for International Affairs, and Jennifer Sobota, who is here as the head of the Sustainability Unit in the Vice Rectorate for Sustainability, representing Professor Annette Schersoy.
Ja, Frau Förster.
Ms. Förster, you're the Vice Rector for Equal Opportunity and Diversity. What does equal opportunity at the University of Bonn actually mean? And if I ever need help, who can I turn to?
Well, first off, a warm welcome from my part as well to our university. What we are doing in my Vice Rectorate, or what we would like to implement, is that all of our students and staff feel valued, that they can tap into their full potential, and to this end, we want to support underrepresented communities, and in doing so, we stress a respectful coexistence among all of us. We've recently published our diversity strategy that has 5 action areas, one of them being educational equity. That includes how we can support students coming from non-academic households, for example. Maybe that concerns some of you who are here today. So people who come from households, from families where your parents didn't go to university or a higher education institution, and that makes life at a university more challenging for you, especially in terms of funding. And so we would like to offer more information, better information and support to these people. It's worked out fine so far. Via social media, for example, you may have seen what you need to work out in order to get support. We've also got a website where you can get information. We also offer workshops for empowerment of students from non-academic households. And also, as part of our excellence strategy, you'll learn maybe more about this. We've got a program called Pathways to Research, which offers other funding opportunities, other scholarships that we will be introducing for these communities. You can obviously also get information from our corresponding unit, the Equal Opportunity and Diversity Unit, and our Central Study Advisory and Counselling Services also on hand, or will be on hand, for you to get advice and counseling on all of these matters. Yes, thank you very much. I'll take over if I may. Thank you, Irmgard. Actually, what you can see up here is half of our rectorate, really. And not only here, we're actually not only visible here, but also in our lecture halls 1, 8, and 9, and in the Arkadenhof. And so I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome all of the people who are not in this room to our university, which is something else I forgot previously. So, Birgit, moving over to you. Your area of responsibility isn't that far away from Irmgard's area, so a special group of people coming here with different expectations maybe and different challenges are students from other countries in Europe or outside of Europe, and of course what is also abundant is students' wish to combine their studies with a stay abroad. Can I get any ideas or support or points of contact from you in this regard?
Welcome to everyone who is not from Germany. Can you raise your arms? Who is from outside Germany? Welcome, a warm welcome to everyone that you found your way to us. And now that we have a translator here and we have the sign language translator who has to switch from English to German, werde ich jetzt wieder auf Deutsch reden, weil
then I'll continue in German, because everyone who doesn't speak German hopefully has headphones with interpreting. So it's been 30 years now since I started at Heidelberg University, and one of my first thoughts was, well, I might go abroad someday. So I had that in mind from the start, and obviously you'll have the opportunity as well. And if you come from abroad, then obviously we make sure that you feel welcome here as well. My job as Vice Rector for International Affairs is to make it possible for you to learn languages that you need in order to pursue your studies, pursue your degree, but also to find out where you would like to study abroad, if that's the case, how you can spend short or long-term stays abroad. So our job really is to offer basically everything across the board to support students, researchers, incoming and outgoing, with everything they need. And if I think back to my start at university, so 30 years back, which I remember well, it was exciting. I didn't know anyone. I started studying sociology, politics, and history, but then moved on to art history. But I remember that I got to know and met people on that day that I've been meeting over the years until this day. So, and even if that doesn't happen with you today, I think don't be afraid. Bonn is a great city. The university is an excellent place to meet people, to get to know people, and I wish all of you a good start to your first semester here. So I'm actually head of the international office here, of some 70 staff, and if you want to talk to us, just use the opportunity on the 20th and 21st of October, where we'll be hosting our international days. And I think this year's format is particularly nice for you as first semester students, because we're inviting our Bonn ambassadors, our Bonn University ambassadors, who used to study at the University of Bonn and went back to their home countries. They come here once a year on the occasion of our international days. They'll introduce the university to you and their home universities as well. So if you've got no clue of anything at the moment and are just busy unpacking your suitcase, then let me just tell you that you'll get some food there as well. And the ambassadors will also bring something with them from their home countries. So make sure to grab one of those postcards outside of this room, outside of the auditorium. The QR code on there will tell you where you can meet us. But now I wish you a wonderful first day at the university and a good start to your semester. Many thanks.
Vielen Dank, Frau Sobotta.
Thank you so much, Mr. Botta. Now, sustainability at the university is quite an abstract, large topic, so maybe you can say a few words on that. And if I want to get involved as a student, what can I do? Well, first of all, welcome also on my behalf here at the university. Now, sustainability is in fact a very large topic. Maybe it's even overwhelming because you don't really know where to start. So what does it mean for the University of Bonn? What does it have to do with it? What do we actually do? Now, ever since 2021, the sustainability team at the University of Bonn has been taking care of making the university more sustainable on all levels. So we always try and do a bit better, make a little bit of progress and become more sustainable everywhere. So this applies to teaching, of course. This also applies, but of course we also have a huge institution here and have to see where we put our energy and quite literally how we deal with energy. Where can we save energy maybe? Of course, we don't want to be cold, but still it's an important topic. Then we have lots of researchers who have been around for a long time and have been studying for a long time. They have important ideas for us, can help us out in our strategy. And of course, it's also about the individual. What can I as a student do? I'm new here and I have received so much information. I feel kind of swamped. But what can I do when it comes to sustainability? We have a green office that is run by students in order to help you students out when you ask yourselves these questions. We have 3 student workers there who are there for you. So if you need any support, turn to them. They have lots of different offers. They have created a network called Green Connect, and it's open to anyone who's interested in doing more for sustainability, getting to know more about it, and maybe seeing who they can get in touch with. Maybe you also want to get active yourself. Maybe you want to join a university group. We have the Fair Trade University Group, for example. So they deal, as the name suggests, with fair trade at the university. But we have lots of great participative projects as well. For example, the Green Islands, as they were called, we have them on the Poppelsdorf campus now. This was a project that we did together with the ASTA Eco group, with the Green Office, and other people responsible for plants. And, well, you have to take care of these plants, of course. And we need people, we need helping hands who can do that. So that would be an option for you to get involved. We also have the Sustainable Month of November, and we have several campaigns, several campaign days that you can join. We have a nightly flea market, for example, in the Mensa together with the Studierendenwerk. Or I think we will also have a green screen cinema series where we take a different angle on sustainability. So I believe these are lots of offers, lots of ideas, and of course you can always also talk to us at our booth downstairs. We have bags for you with lots of information, QR codes. Thank you.
Auch von mir nochmal danke.
Thank you very much. Mr. Sandmann, you haven't said a lot on what you actually do. Maybe you can also let us in on that.
Well, it wasn't just by accident that I mentioned the Faculty of Mathematics and Natural Sciences, because I studied mathematics not 30 years ago like Birgit, but 45 years ago. And as a researcher, as a professor, I dealt with high-risk financial contracts and financial agreements. But I've been vice rector for equal opportunity. I was vice rector for equal opportunity for some years, and now for some time I've been vice rector for teaching, learning, and university development, which doesn't mean that I'm telling all of the deans, all of my dean colleagues how to run their faculties, but it's my job to advance our university, to promote it, and to promote teaching. And to this end, it's important for me to learn from students what is not running smoothly, what can we improve, and so that's basically my area of responsibility.
Thank you so much. And with that, we come to the end of our first discussion round. Thank you so much for being our guests, for presenting your field of work, your area. So if you guys have any questions, just talk to the people down at the booths later.
Okay. Ja. Zweiten Thema.
Now our second topic is advice, housing and living. So it's more about your everyday lives. And again, we have a little video clip for you.
Auch hierzu haben wir wieder 3 Bühnen.
And we have 3 guests again here. Lena Smits, the Deputy Representatives of the Faculty Student Councils Department. Then we have Sandra Schramm, the Head of the Central Study Advisory and Counseling Service, and Jürgen Huber, the Director of the Studierendenwerk.
Welcome to all of you.
Du bist
Sandra, you're the head of the Central Study Advisory and Counseling Service, ZSB. When can people turn to the ZSB? And what if I don't even know what I need help for, or in which field?
Yeah, right. So first off, welcome to all of you from my part as well. I saw the many people who have come, also sitting in the lecture halls, which is something special to us as advisors and counselors. It's a special day, this first day, for our first semester students and for us, and we loved the opportunity to introduce what we do to you. And as to your question, you can turn to us for anything, really. I think hopefully some of you may know us from before you decided to pursue a degree here. Maybe at the Bonner Hochschultage, you had a look at our degree programs and thought to yourselves, okay, this is what I want to do, this is the subject I want to study. Or you might have said, oh no, I want to do something totally different. Maybe we went to your school, we came to your school, and gave a presentation on the university. If you're from a regional school, then that might be the case. And of course, we will continue to be here for you during your studies. It might be matters of all color, really. It's very diverse. People's needs are very diverse. It might be on how, because you feel insecure about your studies, that you may realize that the subject isn't really what you thought it would be. So that might be a good moment for you to turn to us, or you may have doubts about your studies and your performance. You can take or make use of our psychological counseling service, or if you think that there's more to you, that you've got more potential that you'd like to tap into and would like to add another subject to your studies, that would also be a possibility to talk to us about this, and we'll look at this together with you and find out which might be the right ports of call for you, the right counseling services, because our central service isn't able to handle all of the inquiries that we have. That's why we have an excellent advisory and counseling network here at the university. As you could hear, we are closely connected to the Equal Opportunity and Diversity unit with the Office of Family Services that you can turn to if you've got a family. All of the student advisory services in the faculties, of course, the degree program management at your faculties. We're closely interlinked with all of them, and so we understand ourselves as a clearing point, really. So you can come to us, and then we'll see who we can address the matter that you have to, or who you can turn to next. As Ms. Sandra Schramm just mentioned, there are numerous advisors, numerous points of contact for you at the university. One of them is also sitting next to me. She is deputy chair of the General Students Committee, the ASTA, but is also responsible for a certain department of the ASTA. So what does it mean, Ms. Smeets, that you're representing a specific department? What matters can I turn to you for?
Now, what I can say is something that I've heard here before. You can turn to us with anything, really. Now, faculty student councils, they, for example, organize bar hopping or other events for your first week. The people downstairs, for example, who do, like I just said, rallies or pub crawls. This is what faculty student councils do, but we also give hands-on support. I'm the deputy head of the Department of Faculty Student Councils of the ASTA, and we meet once a week and speak about topics that are relevant to us, and you can also apply for funds there. But we also do, this funding is important because we use this money for parties, for example, but also for other help offers to you. So we talk about how we can allocate the funds, for example. But first and foremost, we are there to help you out if you need help. But also, if you feel like having a cool party, you can turn to us. And if you want to join us, you're also very welcome. We always are looking for new people. And it always feels a little bit like volunteering, lots of social topics, and there's always something you can do. And I can also only repeat, if you have any questions, please feel free to talk to the ASTA, talk to the Department of Faculty Student Councils. I understand that it's a lot in the beginning, but you will get a hold of it.
Okay, thank you. But I still have a question. Because of course, social life is a big issue for students, getting to know people. If I think back to my time as a student, we didn't have the internet. And also, maybe the question was, where can I get minutes from lectures that I didn't attend? Let's make it simple. We have our degree programs, our modules that we may choose or not choose and take or not take. But a faculty student council is also responsible for giving advice on teaching, isn't it?
We have regular evaluation programs that we participate in, and we always love to hear your feedback. So we are starting out here, and you will soon realize that evaluation is really important. I can only beg you to really evaluate your classes. It's really important. But we are involved in this process. We are also part of conferences and meetings when it's about new people who will become professors here. We also represent your interests there. We look at which professor would be the best pick, in our opinion, with regards to teaching and research, for example. So we also have serious issues that we're working on. It's not just all about partying and fun. But what I'm trying to say is that you can always turn to us, also if you have a serious problem.
Thank you.
Wir sehen uns ja.
Now, Mr. Anders, we also meet regularly, and we saw in the video clip that the biggest offer of the Studierendenwerk is, of course, living, but also Mensa, so eating. Are there any secret tips that you have, and what does the Studierendenwerk do in general?
Yes, quite right. So the Studierendenwerk is not an institution or facility of the university. We're an independent institution. We've been here for over 100 years. In Cologne, for example, we have the Cologne Studierendenwerk. In Aachen, it's the Aachen Studierendenwerk. And we're responsible for the social infrastructure, the 5 general needs, requirements that students have in everyday life, which is food in our canteens, our mensas. One of them is located directly in front of the main building. And our largest canteen, for example, is on the Poppelsdorf campus, because there's currently construction going on right here next to this building. We also offer more than 4,000 places in student accommodation facilities. Living and accommodation is, of course, quite a sensitive issue for many of you, a delicate issue. If you apply for a place to us, then I can only tell you that there's no secrets. Unfortunately, the market is quite competitive for accommodation and places for living. And then the third requirement would be funding for your studies. We are your professional ports of call for the Federal Study Support Financial Act, the BAföG. You may have heard of that. Many of those who might be eligible are still not applying for BAföG. So my advice would be apply for BAföG and take a look into the topic, because you might be wrong in terms of whether you're eligible or not. So make sure you look into that. BAföG is really a major issue that we deal with at the Studierendenwerk. Then our fourth requirement is for students who have children. We are offering childcare, daycare places, not only here in Bonn, but also in the Bonn-Rhein-Sieg region, because we're also responsible for students of the University of Applied Sciences over at the Bonn-Rhein-Sieg district. Of course, not everything is running smoothly during your studies, or may not be running smoothly, so that's why we also offer psychological counseling if you need it. So if you need to or if you're facing major obstacles that you'd like to tackle with some help, then make sure to talk to us. And then last but not least, the fifth requirement of students is that we have a cultural offering in partnership with the ASTA, the nighttime flea market, for example, that takes place once a year. We have clothes swaps that we organize every now and then. And every month now happening is the games evening in our greatest canteen, the biggest, largest canteen on the Poppelsdorf campus, which is a great opportunity to meet people in a very unusual way.
Thank you.
Wenn ihr euch jetzt denkt,
Now, if you are thinking, oh my God, there was so much information. This was our second discussion round. We have a third one for you in store, so don't worry. We have the study compass and the ASTA study guide or university guide. We have all this information in there for you, and we also have the info market downstairs. And we will actually talk to someone downstairs. That's Louise Hansen from Bonn FM, the student campus radio station, and she will tell you about what you can expect downstairs. Louise. Hi, Sean. Hi to everybody upstairs. I'm here in the Arkadenhof in the courtyard, and after this welcome event, we will hold the info market down here. And in order for you guys to know what you can expect, I have 3 guests from you. Svenja from Happy Campus. Now, Happy Campus, that sounds a little bit abstract. What is it actually about? Well, Happy Campus is the university health management. We take care of various facets of your health. It's about physical health, so nutrition and movement. Maybe you will find a standee in our library. We call them standee, and they will help you so you can stand up while you're reading or studying and don't have to sit down. But we also focus on mental health. Together with the Central Study Advisory and Counseling Service, we have a large workshop series on everything linked to stress during exam times, time management, motivating yourself, but also studying strategies. And on our website, you can find lots of health offers on demand, and we usually share our news on Instagram. Well, that sounds really cool. Which offers do you have here at the Infomark today? Today, you can learn more about everything that we are offering this semester. Of course, you can always pop by and just get a little bit of merch. We have pens, we have stress balloons, and really cool stickers with a health topic. I always love merch, so I will definitely come by. Thank you so much, Svenja. And next up, I'll talk to Lilian from the ASTA. The ASTA is also represented upstairs, but they're also here at the Info Market. Hi, Lilian. So, what do you do here today at the Info Market? Today is about showing to you first semester students what else you can do besides studying. The offers that we have here at the university, the events from students, for students. So the ASTA and several university groups that are active in university politics are here, but we also have student cultural groups. So from students, for students, this is our motto, and I think this makes everyday life at university really easier. I can only agree. Now, you've mentioned events. Can you maybe give us a little sneak peek into what you have on offer for us? Absolutely. The ASTA has an event planned for tomorrow. It's a political reading cafe. The queer department has come up with a semester planner, so you can definitely have a look into that as well. And at the end of the year, in November and December, we have an event series, and it's called Society Makes Gender. So we have several workshops, events, meetings on this topic of gender and society, and it's definitely worthwhile stepping by. I will definitely note that down. Thank you so much, Lilian. And last but not least, I have somebody from university sports here, because it's not just about studying all the time. It's also about having some movement. Nora, can you maybe tell us what you have in store this semester for us? I'd love to. At university sports, we have lots of different offers: gymnastics, dancing, group sports, football, handball, so really everything. Now, from my own experience, I know it can be tough to get into the classes. You're very popular, your classes are very popular. So when can we sign up? Which date do we have to note down? Tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow is when our reservation system goes online. So at 8 a.m. we're going online. So maybe check out the program today, pick your favorite class, so you are ready tomorrow morning in order to sign up for it. and you should book that on your semester card already today. So keep that in mind and set an alarm in order to get into those sports classes. And with that, we're actually done here downstairs. I hope I will see you later. Of course, Bonn FM also has a booth here. And with that, I hand back to the aula. Thank you. Well, thank you, Luise.
Auch nochmal vielen Dank.
Thank you also to our guests on stage and downstairs at the Info Market. And now before we move on, we have another short video for you. Or actually not a video, we have a concert, excuse me, from the Kammerchor of the university, and they will play 2 pieces here, and I hope you will enjoy them.
Ja, der Kammerchor.
Yes, that was our chamber choir. Thank you very much for being with us today and your performance. So that's actually a nice transition, because we would like to ask two more people on stage who are representing our cultural offering here at the university. So I'd like to ask Mr. Reis and Ms. Roth up on stage.
Themenfeld.
Now we are moving on to the topic of arts, culture and music at the University of Bonn, and we have a video for you, so let's roll it.
Ja, Reichert.
Yes, Mr. Reis, you're part of the music forum at the university. We could see them in the video. I think it was 10 to 15 people on stage. So is that like a closed circle, or just something for a few people? Well, first off, welcome to all of you. I hope that we'll meet on different occasions, maybe also on the occasion of one of our concerts. No, this isn't a closed circle. It's especially in light of the current diseases and infections that are going around. This wasn't really a representative image of how many we are. So that was just a small selection of people who usually perform with us. The chamber choir, for example, is usually larger than what we could see. And those ensembles are always looking for new people to join them. We don't only have choirs, we also have an orchestra, a big band, and different concerts that they play, ways to shape music together. We also have a theatre group. So there's an abundance of possibilities and opportunities for you to dive deep into cultural stuff here. Yeah, so you're warmly invited to participate in that, all of you. We have more to offer than what you could see here today, as we just heard. And I know, Mr. Reis, that the musicians playing with you are all very, very good at what they do. Some of our bands and choirs have actually won prizes. So to all of you in the audience, just use the opportunity and maybe become a member. I'm not a musical guy myself, but I used to be in a theatre. I used to play in the theatre. Is that something we can offer as well, Ms. Roth?
Well, first of all, I would also like to welcome everybody. And the question actually is what you can not do at the Literarium and Atelier. We have lots of different artistic classes every semester. So for anything that you want to do beyond your studies, we are here for you. If you ever wanted to do ceramics or sculpturing, drawing, nudes, if you ever wanted to try out offset printing, then the atelier is the right place for you. Of course, studying is important, but it's also important to get your mind off things. And if sometimes you feel like you haven't read enough and written enough yet, you will come to the Literarium and feel very welcome, because we have a book club there, and we also have a creative writing workshop there, where you can actually find a more creative approach to writing. and reading maybe. On next Monday, the 13th, our program will go online, and starting on the 20th, you can register for our classes. So it's definitely worth having a look, and it's completely independent of what you are studying. We have people who study IT, geography, philosophy, mathematics. I myself study French and Italian, and actually I'm still close to these people, so it's a great way of meeting people from other faculties maybe, and I can only recommend signing up for the Atelier or Literarium. We're also downstairs, but also online when you click on Studienleben on the website, or you go to Instagram and can find us there when you type in Literarium UniBonn. And we will also notify you about the next literature festival, Blattgold, like here on my shirt. So you can look forward to exciting readings there with famous actors. And yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Auch von meiner Seite aus vielen Dank.
Thank you also very much on my behalf. And with that, we actually have finished our last discussion round for this mini welcome. Now I have the pleasure of telling you what you can still look forward to today. As you've heard, we have the info market downstairs now. And after the info market, starting at 3 p.m., we have additional offers from various faculties and the university sports around the university building here. And starting at 5:30 p.m., our first semester party kicks off, or rather you can get in, and it kicks off at 7 p.m. Thank you so much to all of our guests today. Thank you to you, Mr. Sandmann, for co-hosting this event with me. And most of all, thank you so much for having been here. Thank you for coming here. And do you have the last word, Mr. Sandmann?
Well, does it always have to be a professor having the last word? Well, let me thank you, Mr. Bonkowski first. I think we did a good job here. So, as you can see, is that we want to be your university. You're members of us now, of this university. And we see this as our common task, which doesn't mean that we all need to be of the same opinion every time. We don't always have to agree. But I would like to thank the people who you haven't seen here on stage today. So the people who organized this entire event. I could name 50 different people, but I won't do that, and they probably don't want me to either. But the team who organized all of this, even our little sheets of paper, our interpreters, sign language interpreters, and all of those who have set up the stalls and stands downstairs for the info market, I think that deserves a big round of applause. And with that, we would like to say goodbye to you and say see you soon.